What more can the songwriter say? All of life works for your higher or highest good. Hour of Awakening and Empowerment. It comes your way from Ethereal Mission International, the Center for Spiritual Empowerment. And as the name signifies, it is a center that you go, a center that you join, either near or afar, online, wherever that you may find yourself, to get yourself so empowered spiritually. It is a center that helps you to seek the kingdom first, and also the righteousness of that kingdom, and then all other things will certainly follow. It is a center that awakens you to the truth already within you. It is a center that brings you to the fullness of God's glory that you are. We here once again to carry on with that exciting journey of we discovering our true self. What a day for Power Smiley to sit behind a console and host Hour of Awakening one more time. And it is a gorgeous, beautiful day because it just coincides with me hosting one very beautiful soul that I have loved to listen to over and over again. A very, very beautiful lady. In fact, when I look at her, I know for certain how romantic, how beautiful, how gorgeous God is. Without much ado, let's welcome Abigail this very evening. Good morning, Abigail.
Hello, Papa.
I want to hear you a little bit louder today, okay? So, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I am doing awesome, as life itself. What a wonderful day for us to cross path one more time. Our host, I would say our usual host today, couldn't make it, so I had to step in. And when I had the broadcast as to who is coming and the beautiful topic that I'm going to be hosting, I said, wow, it is going to be an exciting day. In fact, I'm just itching to hear the wisdom that will flow through you today. So I wouldn't waste any more time. I will hand over to you once again as I sit behind the console here to listen to you, the awesome message that will pass through you. So over to you, Abigail. Well, I can possibly feel Abigail may not be hearing us at this very moment once again. Certainly we are here. We will be carrying on as soon as we get them on the line. Hour of Awakening and Empowerment. It comes your way every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 p.m. British Summer Time, and that will be 7 p.m. GMT. The objective is very simple. For us to be able to seek the kingdom first and its righteousness. Let's see if the studios all the way in Ghana will be able to hear us this very moment. Let's see if they will be able to hear us this very moment all the way in Ghana. Will be able to hear us. Hello. Well. Okay. I tell you what. Let's try another means. Okay, let's listen to the signature to you one more time, and then we try another means to get this one fixed, and then we can carry on smoothly.
Father, Mother God, lift my vision beyond duality and seeming opposites to that sacred vision of your one and indivisible self. O God, grant me the blessed vision that sees only your divine presence in and through all of life. You are the only power without opposite. There is nothing else besides you. You encompass the earth, the solar and other starry systems and galaxies. You alone are God. To you I surrender always, and from you I draw my power. So now, my spirit rises with the spirit of life, and the sound of my voice echoes in the hearts of all men.
God is all that there is. God is all that life is. All our shades of what God is. All our rays of the one light. We are all divine sparks of the one life that God is. To know this truth and to know this happiness, just see the good and the divine that you are. Oh, see the possible good and the possible divine that you are. Oh, see the possible good and the possible divine that you are.
Of course, see the good, the possible good, and the divine that you are. That is what Ethereum Mission does. It helps you to discover the good, the possible good, and the divine that you are. That is the kingdom of God that you need to be able to seek first, and then all other things shall be added unto you. Let's see if Abigail will be able to hear us this through this very means. Hello, Abigail. Wow. All right. Let's try and manage this approach and see how far we'll be able to go. So, over to you with your message. Carry on, Abigail.
Thank you. Hello, listeners. I welcome you today on Hour of Empowerment. And I welcome you again also to Ethereum Mission, the Center for Spiritual Empowerment. Our vision is that of a unified world in which everyone is a catalyst that is activating and promoting the innate good in one another. So imagine a
Father, Mother God, lift my vision beyond duality and seeming opposites to that sacred vision of your one and indivisible self. O God, grant me the blessed vision that sees only your divine presence in and through all of life. You are the only power without opposite. There is nothing else besides you. You encompass the earth, the solar and other starry systems and galaxies. You alone are God. To you I surrender always, and from you I draw my power. So now, my spirit rises with the spirit of life, and the sound of my voice echoes in the hearts of all men.
God is all that there is. God is all that life is. All are shades of what God is. All are rays of the one light. We are all divine sparks of the one life that God is.
Frustration or depression with all its associated emotions. Now, when we also make assessments of our lives, of our past and
That you all see the possible good and the possible divine that you all see the possible good and the possible divine that you all of life forms are the reflections of God.
surviving. Others are also living in a full embrace of the day. Yes, then the sun is up, you must wake up, you must go to bed. But they are just not waking up and going to bed. They feel and acknowledge the elements. They feel and acknowledge the life in which they exist in. And they question and also find out within the day that what can they do or what extra thing can they do to add to the beauty of the day. These are people that are actively participating in life. They bless the earth because they recognize that it is the earth that gives them food. They bless the waters because they know that it's the waters that nourishes them. And so these are people that are actively participating in life. And some not only just actively participate in life, but some also go beyond the present and make the conscious effort to leave a mark or to do something which is extraordinarily unique or meaningful, such that their day doesn't just pass by, but it adds value to life. And this value is even remembered even after their death. And so this today I bring to you so that you'll be able to, this teaches so that you'll be able to make an assessment of your life, assess your life and determine where your life falls. Are you being just strung along life's path, or you're actively and consciously participating and
out of it. And so those who survive always focus on getting. And so these are people that focus on getting food, they focus on getting shelter, they focus on getting clothing within the day. And so a person who survives, for example, will just pray and say, thank God for another day. So to survive basically is just to pass through life without any evolutionary goal. And so let's look at what it means to live. Living, what is living? Now living is making the best out of each day. A person who is living will often pray and say, yes, thank you, God, for the life that you've given me. And also states what he or she has also been able to achieve or add on within that day. So to live is to engage and actively participate in life's activities. And with this, you are doing this with an evolutionary dream or vision in mind. To thrive. Thriving really goes beyond living. When we say to thrive, it goes beyond living. It is taking it further to impact the lives of other people and be defined by your goodness while you are alive and even after your death. And so to thrive is to flourish, to prosper, to increase, to multiply. And so in comparing surviving, living, and thriving. So a person who died at the age of 25, say someone who died at a very young age and has touched lives of many, has positively touched the lives of many, and is even being remembered after their death, has lived and thrived. Such a person has lived and thrived. And a person who might have probably died at the age of 100 and can't be remembered for any good has only survived. So a living tree gives off fruits, but one that is thriving creates shoots such that even after it dies, that particular tree dies, it continues to survive after its death. So a thriving plantain, for example, leaves its shoots behind to promote new life. It leaves its shoots behind to promote new life. Also still in comparison, survival or a survivor is like a pond, while someone living and thriving is like a flowing river or ocean. And so the pond represents stagnation with no growth and is always just receiving, getting, and hoarding. So those who survive are always just looking at, how can I get more? How can I have more? It's all about me, me, me. How can I get more? And how can I just get more for me? And they keep getting till they get blocked. And that is how the pond also is like. The pond also just receives and doesn't really spread its wings. It just receives and it's just stuck. And then the river represents expansion, becoming more. So as it flows, it grows life along its shores, because you find that some plants might have been planted along its shores. So as the river flows, it's also being able to grow life. And you find it giving. It is giving life to the plants that are planted by its shores. It is not only giving them, it is also sustaining their life. And such that these plants flourish abundantly. So, survival is being like the pond, while living and thriving is being like the flowing river, where you are impacting more, you are giving more, and not just receiving. So it is, however, okay to just live. It is, however, to just participate in life and be grateful and all of that. But it is also better not to only just live, but to live and thrive. Hence, that is why I bring to you this message that you need to work beyond just living. You need to work beyond just living and work towards leaving a mark such that even in 100 years, even after you are gone, and you will be no more, people will still know that yes, you were here. Because people would have known that you came and you lived and you left a significant and rememberable mark. Because everyone has within them that God light, but then it is buried. And so the one that is surviving never even thinks about that light, never even thinks about unleashing or expressing that light. But the one living knows and expresses it. And the one also thriving also looks at ways to express it more, to continue to express it more, so that even after the departure of the physical body, that goodness that they are expressing or that light that is shining continues to live after them. And so we are here to live and to thrive. And so even in Genesis 1:28, it says that, and God blessed us with the 5 blessings: to be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish the earth, to subdue it, and to have dominion over the fishes of the sea, and to simply have dominion over life. And so this verse tells us that, yes, we are blessed to thrive. Being fruitful means we need to thrive. Only living things can be fruitful. So being multiplying, being fruitful, they are all pointing to you becoming more of yourself and thriving. And so unlike animals who are just here to survive, we are here as human beings to be more, as spirit beings expressing in our human bodies to be more. We are not just here to survive. We have already survived in our mothers, in already being the sperm and the ovum. We've already survived in that space, and we've come out to experience life. And so we've already survived. And so there's no point in us still coming here and still looking at being at the survival stage. But we really need to focus on living and thriving. We need to live and thrive such that even after years, we are still remembered. The story of Jesus is a good example, because even after over 2,000 years, Jesus is still being remembered for the good that he came to do. He did not just actively participate in life, but he left a philosophy behind, a practice behind, a lifestyle behind, that even after 2,000 years, he is still being remembered because he lived his life to the fullest, ensuring that each passing day accounted for something meaningful in the lives of not just him, but also in the lives of others. So we are not here to just merely live. We are here to flourish, to thrive or flourish. And hence again, scripture in Psalm 92 verse 12 will tell us that the righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like the cedar in Lebanon. And so how do we move away from just passing through the day, just letting life string us along its path? How do we move from surviving to living and thriving? And so the first point on how to live and to thrive will be for you to know your God truth. Know your God truth. Scripture tells us that we were made in the image and likeness of God. And so your God truth is the images of God that indwells you. And that is what you truly are. That is really what you truly are. And it's not just about knowing your God through truth. You also need to know what God is. So whether you call it God, whether you call it creator, however you choose to reference this awesomeness that's from which all of life emanated from, you also need to know what that presence is and anchor yourself in what that presence is. And so anchor yourself in that, what that presence is. And so apart from knowing your God truth, you also need to, another way you can know your God is also give yourself evidences of what God is. Because if you observe, like, realize that it's a prospering universe. Now, I mean, every day, every time, new medicines are being discovered. There's more heavenly bodies that are being discovered. So you see, life in itself is always prospering. Life in itself is becoming more of itself each and every day. And so you need to know what you are, and you can only know what you are when you know that's which you came from. And so give yourself evidences of this expansive universe, of this creative love, intelligence, presence that we choose to call God, or you choose to call Allah, or whatever name that you want to identify that presence with. Anchor yourself in that truth. And that is the first step into you living and thriving. Because it is only by knowing that can you become more of what you are. And then the second step, the second thing that we also need to know or need to do to live and thrive. To live and thrive is to place relevance on yourself. Place relevance on yourself. Now, know that you matter to life. I mean, you are very important. You can picture what it must have taken for you to come to this earth. So you matter to life. Feel your relevance and treat yourself as such. Embrace who and what you are, because you can only give off what you have. You can only become more of what you have when you know what you are in your own self. In thriving, your relevance, know that in thriving, your relevance lives even after for a long time. Your relevance lives after your lifetime or before your lifetime. So Jesus died 2,000 years, he's being remembered, but Mali also died at the age of 36, but is still being remembered. Our own Kwame Nkrumah, who fought for our independence, Fela Kuti. Now all these people are people that died at quite younger ages, but they are still being remembered. Now their relevance has extended their lifetime or the time in which they were living, the time in which they were alive. So whatever they have created, whatever philosophies that they have created is what has exceeded their lifetimes. Do this because they were able to come to the awareness that the life that they live or the life that I live here is going to take care of them. They did not question whatever vision or whatever dream they had. They did not doubt it. They did not stop themselves from expressing that which more. Realize that you are part of a grand vision of life. You are here to be really big. Pay attention to your occurrences. Listen, learn. Don't just walk through life, but avail yourself for life to live itself through you. Cultivate new lifestyles if you must, but at all costs and by all means, feel you relevant in this universe. Know that you are not just here by chance, but life brought you here for a bigger vision. And so feel you relevant and feel you part of life. Now, the third point will be for you to take action. Take action. You need to walk your talk. It is good to have a big dream, but it is more fulfilling to work towards your dream with zeal, dedication, and commitment, and with passion. You need to also identify what you can believe in and pursue it. What do you think you can do? Believe, identify that which you think you can, and pursue it with all passion. Pursue it with all commitment, with all perseverance. Sometimes that's what you need to do to leave that impact that you are seeking out for, or for you to thrive, might be very frightening. It might be very frightening, and sometimes it can come along with its own challenges and disappointments, right? But know that it is only when your dream is frightening that it determines how impactful your action will be, and the lasting impression that it will create on other people. Because if your dream is not frightening, it just simply means that whatever it is you have in mind is something that is easy to do, and it'll probably just pass through life without any impacts, without any lasting impacts. Okay, so those surviving also just sleep, but those who live are really the big dreamers. And so have a dream that is frightening. And yes, it's okay if you have to lose some friends because of that, lose family because of that, but have something that you believe in, and whatever it is that comes to mind that this is what you are here to do, pursue it with all passion. And then while pursuing it, another thing or another point that you need to know is that you need to be very patient. You need to be patient and remain in the faith of God. Now, there's a story of the Chinese bamboo tree. The story of the Chinese bamboo tree teaches us a lot. It teaches us a lot of patience. It teaches us a lot of perseverance, a lot of the need to have faith. And so the story is about a farmer who sowed the bamboo seed, who planted the bamboo tree. Now, like any plants, So like any other plants to flourish, also is the same as the bamboo tree. Also it requires nurturing, it requires water, it requires a fertile soil, sunshine, and all of it. And so for the bamboo tree, in the first year of planting, this farmer kept watering it, but there was no good. Second year, same thing, still no good above the soil. Third year, fourth year, still no good. And then finally in the fourth year, there's the bamboo tree all of a sudden sprang up. And it tells us that it sprang up, and when a bamboo tree springs up in the fifth year, it usually has a growth of 80 feet, which is nearly 30 meters in just 6 weeks. You can imagine how dormant or how long this takes for it to just spring up. And so you see it like that, but you don't know what it has gone through to be where it's gotten to. And so this story tells us of the need for us to have patience. Assuming that this farmer gave up along the line, he wouldn't have had to experience this beautiful tree that is now feeding him and his family for years. And so is the same way our big visions are. Big visions are also like the story of planting the bamboo. So for a long time, it may appear as though there's nothing significant happening. It may appear as though there's a phase of dormancy. But it tells us that patience it pays off. It pays off to be patient, because eventually it shoots up whatever dream or whatever you are sowing, and as much as it's taking a long time, whatever it is you are sowing, eventually it will spring up and it will be noticeable. But during that phase when it is happening, and then with all the obstacles, you can even imagine that perhaps even his friends were ridiculing him for always watering just the ground. His family might have insulted him or thought he was lazy, but he was patient. And so it teaches us not to give up in the midst of challenges. Give yourself time to experience the goodness that life holds for you. Have patience, have faith. Believe that whatever it is you are sowing, no matter how long it's taken, and as long as you are putting in the work, it will yield the results that you are looking out for. The strength, know that the strength that you need to get over that challenge is also within you. And that's why in the beginning I spoke about the fact that you need to know what you are and know what you have come from. And now once you're able to know what you are or what you have come from, you are able to realize that God is strength, and so are you. And so you are also the strength of God. And so you'd have all the assurances and the determinations and all that you need to really go through that phase, knowing that at the end of it all is something brighter and something for you to experience, a brighter future for you to experience. And so the last point is about being grateful. Now, no matter what the circumstance that you are going through, you also need to be grateful. You also need to be grateful and know that whatever will happen in God. And so don't just allow life to just pass through you. Pass through life, participate in life. Make sure that you have encouraged yourself. You are surrounding yourself with all the resources that you need. You are knowing that you came from something. You came from a powerful presence. You came from God. You came from life. And that which has brought you here will take care of your needs. And so put yourself in that state and know that, yes, if I am part of that bigger vision of life, that means I am here to be more. I am here to be more. Know that you are here to be more. And so a simple practice will be for you to simply just ask yourself, what is the cosmic vision for my life? Forget all that you've been told. Forget all that your pastors have told you, your friends have told you about you. Forget all of that. And with the mind of a child, just question and ask yourself, what is the cosmic vision for my life? And any time before you go to bed, simply just ask this simple question: what is the cosmic vision for my life? And keep posing this challenge several times, even before you sleep. And now when the answer comes, you can also ask, what must you do to achieve this cosmic vision? Because it is that cosmic vision, it is that grand vision that's in achieving will allow you to live and will allow you to have impact on the lives of many other people, so that you will not just be passing through life and just be interested in getting, but you'll be interested in being a giver to life and becoming and supporting life to become more of itself. And in effect, you would also equally become more. And continue. So once you're able to know what your cosmic vision is by just simply posing the question to you, certainly it comes with dedication. Once you're dedicated to knowing what your cosmic vision is, life will position you to equally find out that's what your cosmic vision is. And it is the knowledge of this, of your cosmic vision, that will push you to move beyond just surviving. It will push you to moving from surviving to thriving. Because that vision, it will just be like the fuel that you need. Every day you wake up, you know that I am here to be more. I need to do something impactful. I have to do something that benefits life and not just me. And so once you have that cosmic vision, that grand vision for your life, it becomes the fuel that pushes you in every activity that you pursue. And so even the decisions that you take will all be skewed towards how do you become more? How do you thrive? How do you leave an impact? What do you have to do so that even after you are no more, you'll be remembered? And so that is one of the reasons why we need to thrive. Because once you are able to thrive, or you are able to live and thrive, you become an inspiration also to others. You begin to live a life of purpose and direction, because you're not just walking through life, you're actually living life. And you're able also to break the power of selfishness, because thriving goes beyond you. It looks at what I can do to help the next person, what I can do to help my neighbor, what I can do so that even after I am gone, I am still being remembered. And you're also able to make the right choices for life's evolution. And so in conclusion, I would like to say that it is never really too late to start. No matter how old you might be or how young you might be wondering, am I now going to think about my cosmic vision? The story of KFC, the man who did the chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, he started at a very old age, I think over 56 years or so, or around 70 years, before he even started. And he's still being remembered even after his death. So it tells us that it's never really too late to start anything. You can always, once you have decided that I want to live beyond this life, I want to leave something for the people or the generation behind me to know that I was here and I did something meaningful in their lives. You can simply keep asking what your cosmic vision of life is. Pose that question to life and know that life will provide you the answers that you seek. And so, my dear listeners, I bring to you again this topic, for you not to survive, but to live and thrive. God bless you. And so, once again, Ethereum Mission is located in Accra at the General Ankara High Street Highway, next to the Guel filling station. We are also located in Accra. We are also located in Kumasi at the Deba Courts Hotel behind Dr. Badu. Also in Kumasi, we are located also in the UK, we are located at the 58 Orange Park Avenue. Thank you, listeners, and God bless you.
Well, that was Abigail Ansahfuah Essel with a very beautiful topic. Do not leave, or don't leave, don't survive, live and thrive. It is a very, very exciting topic, very, very insightful. She's giving us a lot to think about, just to go beyond the survival mood that we find ourselves in every now and then step into the thriving mood. Someone just said to me some time ago that you would have to survive before you'll be living and then thriving, just as Abigail is letting us know this very evening, which is obviously true. Just as a baby learns to crawl, and then possibly learns to stand, and then from there the baby walks. After walking, you will see the baby trying to do some little running in here and there, and then some who want to make a living out of the running will become athletes here and there. Babies who crawl does not leave the dream just at crawling. They try to stand as well, which they do, and then they walk, and then they run. So truly, you would have to survive before you live, and then you thrive. But when you are surviving, just as Abigail made us aware, you ask the cosmos, what is the cosmic vision, or what is the cosmic vision of me? If the cosmos sees itself through me, what is my life like? I loved the message so much. One thing she said as well is you have to walk the talk. When you have this very beautiful belief system, this very beautiful knowledge system, and what have you, it shouldn't end there. You should be able to walk the talk. That is to say, you need to be able to practice what you have come to know, what you believe, among the rest. So today we've had a very beautiful soul letting us know that we should be thinking of what our lives or what our present would be after we are gone. I remember the WhatsApp status of um, the wonderful son of Brother Ishmael. He says, life beyond the grave. That is what we should be thinking of. What is your life beyond the grave? Is there something that we will be using to remember you, or you are just walking through, passing through, just like many people pass through? Thank you very much, Abigail, for today's message. And I believe the very ones who have listened, who have watched a beautiful, beautiful face on Facebook would certainly take clues out of what she's giving to us, and we begin to live and begin to thrive as well. Well, today, Papa Smiley, I stepped in once again for Dorcas, who certainly I know will be back on Thursday. So until we come again on Hour of Awakening, Hour of Empowerment, Hour of Awakening and Empowerment, once again, it is good night, and make sure you start to live and then thrive as well. Bye bye.
Father, Mother God, lift my vision beyond duality and seeming opposites to that sacred vision of your one and indivisible self. O God, grant me the blessed vision that sees only your divine presence in and through all of life. You are the only power without opposite. There is nothing else besides you. You encompass the earth, the solar and other starry systems and galaxies. You alone are God. To you I surrender always, and from you I draw my power. So now, my spirit rises with the spirit of life, and the sound of my voice echoes in the hearts of all men.
God is all that there is. God is all that life is. All our shades of what God